Hello, good morning to you. You're welcome officially to A.M Ghana show here on Adoatv, and we are coming to your homes live from our studios on the John Evans at Mills High Street here in Accra. And also, don't forget, you're watching us live on Facebook on Adoatv Ghana and on YouTube, Adoatv GH. And thanks to now Tinkrama Ankara with the A.M Ghana news. And if you want more details on the news and some more updates on COVID-19 and news trending all over the world, visit our website on www.adonewsonline.com. My name is Anastasia, but I will not be doing this alone. I'll be doing it with the two Reginalds. In the course of A.M Ghana show, we have more exciting edition for you. We have more interviews for you, more phone calls, and educative, informative programs also and discussions we'll be having on A.M Ghana show. Today is Wednesday. It's midweek. Do something right. Whatever it is you've done in the past that isn't working for you, make sure you do it and do it all over again until you get the results that you are looking for. The A.M Ghana show is proudly sponsored by Borges Olive Oil, the best always. Mega purified drinking water. You are the only one in my eye, and if you want to stay healthy and have a good immune system to be able to fight COVID-19, make sure you're taking in a lot of fluids, a lot of warm fluids, a lot more of water. And the only water we will say you should take in would be mega purified drinking water. Blue City ties and accessories, they deal in all African prints, fabrics, and bow ties, flying ties, anything at all we can make out of African prints, foreign prints, anything at all. Now that we are all going into face masks, or we are all protecting ourselves by wearing the face shields and the face mask, let's contact Blue City Ties and I say at a very affordable rate, and let's get our calico made face mask from them. Yaxin Herbal Mixture. Yaxin Herbal Mixture takes care of you in all situations, malaria, fever, any other thing at all. If you're weak in bed, you should get Yaxin ODB test. And if you call the numbers on your screen, or when the adverts play and you get the numbers, or you contact us here at Adoatv, we will link you to them and also get treated. I promise to bring you, or we promise to bring you here on A.M Ghana show, the best of today, the best of the day, because every day has a new thing they're bringing to you. Do something good for you. So if you're going on a quick break, when we come back, we have more info for you. Don't go anywhere.
John, who fini you? Wow, Eddie, what boy juma. I check roofina, or you fell one casa from Asatec. Oh, na Simon, roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catch you? Asatec roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the bodan swa a chee and rinache. They want to call us a hood of a fair bray. No new free roofing sheet, no dear. Who hear that will be out? Now, so the bodan swa a year supampe. What means which room send your open roofing sheet? We try the summer pepe. Mama po Asatec money there. One of my technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so want your on-site installation. Oh yes, quality and feminine. Asatec 5 days pay na musa can order. Now a year after sales service proper bin so. Cheshe Asatec Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, a Benkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region. So Asatec Watakrade Anaji, Yeni Princeland Hotel and edition and a Volta Region Yawo Akachi South District Assembly Kwainusuwa.
And that's what you're saying. You're just saying, Mr. Moon.
Ya brand malaria, near would you be prepared? Ah, hey, that's a mix and near ocean one what you are. No, I'm young red. Wapas, chicken one. That's a mixture, that's in mixture, that's in mixture. So, and Vanya grow. I want to malaria and quadia, no me Yaxin mixer. Now, bet yes, king.
They won't any more about a
Oba Oma Bofra no for. Abofra won ni mfie du mienu eno maduri. Jackson Herbal Mixture uni size.
Won peswa ho no mo no eho etisenyi. Brodo so ho awoten eho so etisenyi. Omemuna nkasa woten no eho so etisen eni. Insem bi diko, insem bi editie. Timemufo etipenti kwato santene kwato aba wo hwe ne mo kwan se aka kendifo wo beyi won betumi aboa ama man no etumi etumpon eso akendifo ebegidwa no etena so a na chese sebia so timemufo to a wotua no wode wasa wonsrem insem bi diko insem bi editie we intine ho behia se memen de biada wo brabo nonkron ewo wudon no so sei ken woni me ebedi ehia ewo Adoatv kasafidie so wo bra ye to nsa afra manyofo a wode manyosemo akotin wona bia hye wonim di ankasa etwetwe nkomo wo bra ye to nsa afam mahye bedwemni no mesini kracho wo honom ebetutu na no na achesen sema edika editie no ya toto ho sere ene abasa ewo kasafidie eso me a metine dwemu edijimedi ho chiame edi amede so ene political baby face.
Gatling got away brilliantly and he's ahead of the field at the moment and Bolt going very in. Here comes Usain Bolt!
Join me, Samuel Kusi Apia, every Monday at 8 p.m. on Adoatv as I bring you good things from the world of sports.
And you're still watching AM Ghana Show. Welcome back from that quick break. And this is sponsored by Borges Olive Oil, Migo Purified Drinking Water, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Yaxing Herbal Mixture. I've been joined in the studio by Reginald Daddy.
Well, thank you very much, Oba FFF, for doing the honors for me. My name is Reginald Daddy, rightfully, like she said. Welcome once again to AM Ghana. Indeed, you could have been anywhere, but you decided to spend your day here with us. And we're very, very grateful. Today is a day we're promising you, unless the stuff we'll be speaking on the CSM, cerebrospinal. My friend yesterday said meningitis. Good morning to you, Esther Ankara, for the beautiful news. Cerebrospinal meningitis is what we'll be speaking on today. The focus would be around that. As it stands, there are over 40 deaths so far in the northern sector of the country. As if that is not enough, in the agric sector, it seems that we'll be plagued by some fallworm or armyworm, whatever it is. Now, one will wonder what is actually happening in 2020. But you see, whatever comes to you does not define you. It is how you respond to what comes to you that defines you. And so are you going to be a citizen or you're going to be a spectator in these trying times? Let us all be conscious of our surroundings. Let's be conscious of our health as well. Make sure we have our face masks on, we have our sanitizers when we go out. And no, about the meningitis, we'll get some tidbits on that. We'll try and speak to some experts as well. And information that is hitting us hard is the security threats that comes with the use of a face mask. Interestingly, you'd realize that you meet people in town, you're not able to make them out because you're not sure of the face. And the face is actually the basic factor that differentiates one human being from the other by prima facie, by first look. And so we'll be speaking on that. We'll try to speak to some security personnel. Yesterday, we tried getting a few CID persons, and they were telling us that there is no need speaking about that because they haven't recorded any case yet. But we think it's very, very important. And lo and behold, we started this move 2 days ago, and some other media stations have taken it up, and they also helping in a good cause. We'll speak more into that and other matters. But apart from that, I'm fine, and I believe you're fine too.
Yeah, they're all doing fine. Reginald, in these times where COVID-19 is an issue where the country is facing, everybody is trying, every country is trying very hard to be able to make it and get it out of their system because the effects exposed on the economies isn't anything we can play about. Cerebrospinal meningitis is also another thing that we are facing as Ghanaians up in the north. And we've been trying to get info concerning how this came about and how they're even curbing the spread. Because we'll have to understand how, or the mode of transmission, and then know what they are not doing right for it to be spreading at this rate. For us to have recorded over 40 deaths already from CSM, not to talk about issues concerning COVID-19. These are worrying situations that in order to make your country stable, your economy stable in COVID-19 times, you're thinking of other health factors or other health issues that are also emanating from other points. Yesterday in the graphic, the Agric Minister spoke about fall armyworms and has warned 8 farmers from 8 regions or farmers from 8 regions. This is also worrying because in these times, you're supposed to eat well. Eating well is a very key thing.
In fact, food security is strengthened by COVID-19. And we are hoping that within these times, we'll be able to produce what we eat. Unfortunately, we are going to have to face 4 worms or 4 armyworms. How come they have the army name? It's like now it's a battle, it's a war for survival. I didn't know if these armyworms are also facing COVID-19, so maybe they want to stock up. Well, I think it's a fight for survival, and we must prove beyond reasonable doubt. And I said some time ago, and I keep asserting that human beings are not at the end of the food chain. Viruses are also thriving on human beings, and so they are the last, because as it stands, there is no other organism that feeds on viruses, but they rather feed on us. And so these are times when we have to prove that we are human enough and that we possess the superpowers that we are purported to have possessed, and that we are also the first class animals that we are supposed to be. And so we are seeing it in other jurisdictions, in other veins, or in other forms of display where persons try to be benevolent enough. Indeed, COVID-19 has opened our eyes to so many things. We are realizing that Ghanaians, indeed, our hospitality that people have always, praised us for, is being practiced amongst us. Yes, charity begins at home, and so it is quite fine that we are practicing these things amongst us. But Charlie, I believe that by the end of the day, or at the end of whatever season, we will get ahead of this. I mean, this is not the first time we've had to deal with
exactly. It's just unfortunate that we're already battling COVID-19, and these are also coming up because as if that is not enough. You are worrying your head over how to go about your things, because this has also seen the increase of foodstuffs on the market. Others are also having their tomatoes and pepper and other things perishing because it's too expensive to purchase. Already when this thing hit us on in March is already a dry season, and so automatically food items or food stuff would be expensive, not to talk about it adding up or COVID-19 adding up to it. And so the hike was overly done. And this was worrying because people were finding it difficult to even purchase gari on the market, to be able to eat and then make a living or fend for themselves. We have gotten to the point where we all have to look out for each other and make sure we are all safe and we are all eating well to have a very good immune system and be able to fight this virus. We are going to go straight to the newspapers. We'll start with Daily Graphic and my favorite newspaper. I think the day I don't do it. Today, Wednesday, April 29, 2020, and the big one here says, address potential food insecurity. NDPC urges government. Professor Stephen Adey, Chairman, National Development Planning Commission. The National Development Planning Commission is advocating urgent measures to address any potential food insecurity in the midst of COVID-19. In that regard, it has called for the establishment of efficient national, regional, and local storage facilities and distribution systems geared towards preventing spoilage of food items. These were contained in a number of recommendations submitted to government recently. The recommendations were contained in a document titled Policy Response to Job and Welfare Impacts of COVID-19, a focus on vulnerable groups. Among others, the recommendations suggested guidelines towards addressing the job and welfare impact of COVID-19 in the country. In the view of the NDPC, in all this, local government has a role to play. Local government should develop a strong collaboration with farmers and other agents in this direction, and the government's policies on planting and rearing for food and jobs should be directed to boost the production of essential commodities, particularly given the challenges associated with imports from other nations. And if you grab a copy of the Daily Graphic or the day's edition of the paper today, you read further into it and then get what it means. On the back page of it, Kia prepares to resume domestic flights. And page 16 says, Tripartite Committee agrees on steps to deal with COVID-19 impact. And the same page also has that use COVID-19 to build local industries. Dr. Sipayanki, former Minister of Health. At the back page, and we have the details of Kia prepares to resume domestic flights. Says the Kotoka International Airport is preparing to resume domestic flights on Friday, May 1. The airport was shut down for commercial flights as part of the directives implemented to help stop the spread of the coronavirus infection. As part of the preparation, A.M Ghana Limited yesterday disinfected and fumigated the airport in readiness for the commencement of domestic air travel this weekend. A similar exercise also took place at the Kumasi and Tamale airports. And another story at the back page, government taking steps to promote agro-processing. A Greek minister, the government has identified agro-processing as the major driver of the agricultural transformation of the country, occasioned by the Planting for Food and Jobs program. The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Uswe Yakoto, who stated this, observed that the farmers were producing tons of food items, and as such, there was a need to ensure that not one single crop was lost because of lack of market. Dr. Akoto was speaking to journalists at Jinijini in the Brekum East municipality in the Bono East after visiting a tomato processing factory under construction as part of the 5-day tour of 4 regions. And so you can grab a copy of the Daily Graphic and read further into these stories and some more.
All right, away from that, let's get guided through the news in the Daily Guide. And it says that COVID-19 kills 16. COVID-19 kills 16. Cases hit 1,671. Cases hit 1,671. 16 deaths so far. Zoom Lion disinfects Kotoka. Zoom Lion disinfects Kotoka International Airport, and this is in line with what was read in the Daily Graphic by Anastasia Badu. We see a picture of the Minister of Aviation, Mr. Joseph Kofi Ada, with other officials during the exercise at the Kotoka International Airport. The big story here, Mahama projects in progress, says the Honorable Minister for Health, Kweku Ajiman Menu. Mahama projects in progress, and the story is in progress on page 3 of the Daily Guide. Kill me if you have powers. Let me see your shouting. Ken Marks Obinim, the story is on page 3. Kill me if you have powers. Ken Marks Obinim, and that story is on page 3. This banter between Honorable Member of Parliament and an angel, purported angel.
People are asking why he's not appeared in his dreams yet. Because
the angel is known for appearing in people's dreams, giving lotto numbers.
It's a promise he gives to people, and honestly, so this has been long overdue.
Yeah, we'll talk about 2020 and beefs some other time, maybe on Friday. It seems that it seems to be beef everywhere, and people are hungry.
And just yesterday, 2 people we knew to be living as brothers also started another on social media.
Oh.
And Funny Face and
Bismarck the Joke. I think Calibos is involved as well. We'll take Friday to dissect some of these things. The back page of the Daily Guide has some sports. GFA boss extols Nana. And that's Kurt on the back page with Nana Adoatv Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana. Now, no football until August. No football until August. Now, it seems that worlds are promising that things are going to be fine in August. I understand that some rumor about in the educational sector indicates that schools will resume in August. But logically, August is usually the month for vacation for these schools. But I don't think that it would apply. Because they spend so much time at home, and I think when they go to school, they should stay and stay. So, a skit by comedian Waris yesterday, so he was in a video addressing the president that when the students resume school, they should stay. In fact, they should stay throughout the weekend. They shouldn't come home. The slap that he chalked. Anyways, ASEAN relations Azerbaijan stay relaxes with high life and hates politics. He relaxes with high life and he hates politics. No wonder the gentleman's name is not in the media for any reason at all than sports. Maradona has insulted me for 30 years. Oh, sorry. Maradona has insulted me for 30 years. Eduardo Codesa, I hope I got that right, in an argument with Diego Maradona in 1990, and that's it for it. It's sad. It's sad that you've been chalking insults for 30 years. How can you grow? Anyways, that's it for the Daily Guide.
Well, I know mentioning the 1990, it reminded me of 11.
Oh wow! Why are they by?
One teacher was teaching them some kids, and we had all the years, the 18s and then the 19s. And it got to 1111.
Wow.
He virtually spent about 5 minutes trying to
figure it out. Wow.
11. I already he ended with 11.
But talking about teachers, let me take this opportunity to say a very big kudos to all teachers who are in the country. In fact, some teachers, especially those in the private sector, are suffering some hard downfall because of COVID-19. As you know how private institutions operate, especially private schools, some teachers have started lamenting about their salaries and maybe some small tips that could help them within these trying times. But overall, a big thank you to all teachers in the nation. It seems that in this time we seem to have forgotten that teachers have played a key role even in the lives of the frontliners of the country. I'm talking about the policemen, the doctors, and what have you. Teachers have been very, very essential. And it is in these times that parents are realizing the importance of teachers. It is in these times that the world is realizing the importance of teachers. Parents are at home, they're crying, they're lamenting. But you with one child and you're crying, the teacher accumulates more than 30 children in the classroom, and she has to shout, "Hey, keep quiet, get down."
Will you go and sit down?
God bless you if you're a teacher.
That is very true. In COVID-19, I'm sure if some parents haven't seen how useful or how essential teachers are in the lives of their wards, honestly, COVID-19 have taught or should have taught them.
We can say COVID-19 the eye-opener.
I tell you,
Indeed.
Because it's really opened our eyes to a lot of things that we were not paying so much attention to. And so if we take it up and then work on it, I think it will be good for us.
I am just hoping that at the end of it all, that at the end of it all, we would have learnt a lesson we would uphold. Exactly, a lesson we would hold on dearly to. Today, in my popular bus, you know, I realized how the spacing was, and you know, prior to, you know, what we have currently, you get down from the car and you feel like, you know, you're so tired already, just sitting down in the car, the clutter in the car. Thank God. Anyways, I'm not saying thank God for COVID-19, but I'm thanking God that we are learning our lessons, and I hope that it will continue.
It will continue, and that is what a lot of people are calling for. The Ghanaian Times, the most authoritative newspaper, says on page 14, COVID-19, Zoom Lion disinfect Kotoka and 3 other airports. A truck disinfecting the airport, okay, and so you can see it on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, and if you grab a copy, you see there are 2 tractors doing the action. Okay. Somewhere else it says wearing a mask. They're giving you the do's of how to wear a mask, and you should cover your nose and mouth, pull your hair back, and remove by grabbing from the back. Also, we'll have some experiments here as time goes on here on AM Ghana show. And on page 20, integrated customs management systems takes off to become mandatory by June, JRA. And on page 13, dialogue with employees over COVID-19, National Tripartite Committee urges employers. And on page 12, confirmed COVID-19 cases now 1,671, 16 die, 188 recover. So this is the front page of the Ghanaian Times, you can see, and that is it. We have the do's of how to wear a mask here. Grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times and then you can see what really talking about. Domestic flights resume on Saturday. Aviation Minister and CDA procures 1,300 outboard motors for fisher folk. And that is all for the Ghanaian Times.
All right. Now, away from the Ghanaian Times, let's dive into the new crusading guide, another guide for your day. COVID-19 news has something. It says, and precious mining disinfects communities. Now, one thing that we're seeking to find out is if the disinfection is enough to clear the environment of possible threat of COVID-19. I'm asking this because when some markets were disinfected, some members from the AMA came out to tell us that it was not to drive away COVID-19 or to prevent COVID-19, but it was to clear the markets of rodents and other insects that may be found, like, I don't know if a cockroach falls within that category, but it was to clear the markets of rodents and other animals that may be lurking within. That we even saw some people come to tell us that they have gathered over hundreds of mice at Mokola, amongst others. So please, let us be properly educated. Is the disinfection exercise to drive? Is it towards driving or preventing COVID-19, or it is just to kill rodents, rats, amongst others? That we are trying to seek, and we will get the answers here on AM Ghana, so you should stay tuned with us. Muslim community donates 130,000 cedis to COVID-19 National Trust Fund. Muslim community donates 130,000 cedis to COVID-19 National Trust Fund. Massive disinfection exercise at Kotoka International Airport and 3 others. Big story here, story on pages 3 and 10 speaks about GRA beginning ICOMs at ports for imports and exports transactions. And I'll do a quick read into that one. The Ghana Revenue Authority has completed the rollout of its new integrated customs management systems, ICOMs, integrated customs management system. The final stage of the deployment took effect at the Tema Port yesterday, completing the nationwide rollout. Now, Ghana Link Services Limited, which has 10 years contract with the government of Ghana, contracted Kupia of Korea to deploy its electronic customs management system called Universal Pass, or pass for Ghana's trade facilitation. And so it gets easier and easier at the ports, and more integration and automation as the ports as well. We're grateful for that. The back page of the New Crusading Guide has some sports. KP, that is Kevin Prince Boateng and Alphonso Davies, and 10 other footballers who switched nationality. And so there is a list here of some 10 others plus Kevin Prince Boateng and Alphonso Davies who switched nationality. In another story, clubs demand share of $500,000 FIFA money from GFA. And that does it for the New Crusading Guide. But before that, let me do a quick read into the footballers who switched nationality. I am daring myself in this one, so please, if I do it, understand me. Whenever I lay my hat, that's my home. Wherever I lay my hat, not whenever, that's my home, said Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, the popular musician, in 1962. Gonzalo Higuain, he ported from France. When I say he ported, that is, he switched nationality from France to Argentina. And Khalidou Koulibaly, that's it. Koulibaly, from France to Senegal. Ivan Rakitic, yeah, that's when I got it. Yeah, from Switzerland to Croatia, Diego Costa, I know this guy. From Brazil to Spain. Alfredo Di Stefano, he switched from Argentina to Colombia, and then later switched from Colombia to Spain. Is there some confusion there? Alphonso Davies switched from Ghana to Canada. Neven Subotic from United States to Serbia. Wilfred Zaha from Ivory Coast to England, and then later on from England to Ivory Coast. If it were me, I would not take you back. Christian Benteke from DR Congo to Belgium. Kevin Prince Boateng from Germany to Ghana. Fine boy. Good job. And I think the last but not the least here is Eusebio from Mozambique to Portugal. So these are some of your footballers who switched nationality. And that does it for the New Crusading Guide.
And to another daily, the Daily Statesman on page 3. Speaker recalls MPs for discussions on COVID-19 tax waivers. Others. Also page 2, Mahama's COVID-19 propaganda exposed. Distributes food to 8 NDC households at Kuliador for PR. Mahama shared food to only 8 NDC households at Kuliador after claiming that he was going to donate to several households. And also page 2 again, Ghana's economy robust enough for COVID-19 fight, says Information Minister. And this happened yesterday in the afternoon when the Ministry of Information had the first briefing of where the Director General of the Ghana Health Service came to give updates on the numbers so far, where we've gotten to 1,671 with 16 or so 5 new deaths, making 16 and 188 recoveries. Also on sports, at the back page, Dogbe confirms consulting Juju before Isaac Dogbe's last defeat to Navarrete. I was very nervous at training. Yao Yeboah talks about his days at Man City. And the last one, League 1 and 2. France's top 2 divisions will not resume this season. And it's Sam said for the Daily Statesman.
Now let's move into the business and financial times, Africa's leading provider of business information. In maritime, says that important to get refund as government and shipping alliance settle waiver differences. In stories from page 14 of the BFT. In health, says that politicized fight against COVID-19. TTS president. Depoliticized fight against COVID-19. And I guess we could all agree to this very one. About some telecom news. First quarter mobile money interoperability up by over 350%. And in aviation, airports get ready to recommence operations. The big news here, Agric slips again despite PFJ intervention, despite planting for food and jobs intervention. And so we have a graph here. about the agri sector growth, and I wish that we could get a zoom in into this one. And so it is, I think, I don't know, growth against the year. And so you can see that somewhere in 2013, perhaps there was no growth at all. And we go on to 2014, which was a gradual growth. We moved to 2015. There was some gradual growth there, 2015, 2017, and there was a huge leap in 2018. Now, 2019, we saw a drop, and it seems to have had a very gentle slope downwards into 2019. Now, what this tells of the situation is that we are flopping in terms of agriculture, and I don't know if it is due to, thank you very much for that capture. I think that it is due to some of these fall armyworms that we have experienced over the years. And so from 2014, 2015, 2016, gradual growth. And then from 2016 to 2017, there was a massive growth, a leap. If what we have on the left axis is years, then it is leaped in 3 years, a very huge leap in 3 years. It falls gradually within a year. And then 2019, it falls gradually again. And we are losing on that side. And that's it for the front page. The back page has some more news. Adoatv adjudged best CEO in the MTN group. And elsewhere, Chemical supports COVID-19 fund and Noguchi. Chemical supports COVID-19 fund and Noguchi. And a good morning and a big thank you to all institutions that are donating into the COVID-19 Trust Fund. Ourselves, we're doing our best, and when we get to a maximum amount, we'll do that donation into the COVID-19 Trust Fund. Anastasia has already pledged into that one. But that's it for the BFT.
Well, away from the BFT to the True Independent, Kundu Sizwe. Government agrees to pay off GCNet. Mr. Yawasafuma, Senior Minister, has more on this in the Chronicle. And on pages 2 and 3, Minister shreds NDC argument on 88 hospitals. Elsewhere, police bust national security officers for gold robbery and also arrest NDC invaders of EC workshop. Mr. James Opombuenu, IGP, has ordered. The back page of the Chronicle newspaper says UEFA asked European leagues to decide on domestic seasons by 25th May. It's not a matter of money, it's life or death. FIFA medical chief tells leagues to cancel season. Mayweather opens up on loss of ex-wife and uncle, vows to use £452 million. Yes. Vows to use £452 million wealth to help fight coronavirus. And the last one, France's League 1 and 2 seasons are cancelled in capital letters. And we have a feature here, COVID-19 matters and the bright side of darkness. 1, who is like God? That is a question they're asking. And if you grab a copy of the Chronicle, you can read further into the quotation for the day. 2 Timothy 2, verse 23. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. I take it again. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 23. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. And this ends it for the Chronicle and the newspaper headlines as well. We have some messages that have slided in from our WhatsApp number, and taking you through it, it says, the first one I have here, promise of massive railway development in Ghana, promise of protecting the public purse, but now corruption and wastage everywhere. Promise of battering the lives of our Muslim brothers and sisters and the Zongo Development Fund initiative. Promises of transforming Ghana within 18 months in office, 23rd November 2016 in Tamale. Promise of not practicing family and friends when elected as president in 2016. Promise of massive infrastructural development from 2017. Promise to restart the construction of the Sunyani New Domaku Kotokrom Yeshima Road before October, ending in 2019. Hashtag votes JM, votes for Honorable OK Bless. Empress Eyinam from Nkwanta North Basa, a member of Vision Ladies. Also, it says the 2020 elections is a rescue mission for Ghanaians, especially we in the NDC. Ghana needs to be rescued from these mediocres with their abysmal and hopeless governance. Let all of us make it a point to work hardest to win whichever polling station we find ourselves. This will culminate to our gains in the constituencies and greater gains in the national result in general. Rescue Mission 2020. And this is also from Ngiasu from Nkwanta North Basa, a member of Vision Ladies. And coming from another member of Vision Ladies, Salamatu, it says it has become evidently clear that their strategy was just promise, 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 and promise, even if you can't fulfill them. Obviously, that strategy has eaten into the brains of our failed president to the extent that he is still giving hallucinating promise with barely 7 months into a major election with an economy in comatose, proposed to be growing at 1.5% or even less. The 2020 elections would definitely be fought on two major fronts: achievements and the fight against corruption. Nana came to the table in 2016 with dozens of phantom promises because that was the only way they could bamboozle. Reginald, did I mention it right?
Yes,
Bamboozle.
yeah, bamboozle. Yes.
The very good people of our dear nation after Nanado had failed twice on a row. Amina from Nkwanta North Basa, a member of Vision Ladies. From Sule, Sunyani KTK, NDC's always finding faults with everything this current government does. Having ruled Ghana for more than 3 decades, what is there to show? Cheap rhetoric, propaganda, and falsehoods. Look at Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did from 1958 to 1966. Look at Akosombo Dam, Tema and Takrady Harvest, Tema Motorway, over 400 corporations, schools and hospitals, etc. Look at what Paul Kagame has done for the once war-torn Rwanda. Compared to the almost 30 years of PNDC/NDC ruled, you people should be ashamed of yourselves. When you blame any other government for non-performance, NDC is worse than COVID-19. Long live Nanado, long live Ghana. Moving on, Teacher Kojo Chiobodom Adantase. God has been so good to our country. If not, our country will be in big trouble now. 1,671 confirmed cases of COVID-19 pandemic in Ghana. Ghanaians, the partial lockdown is lifted, but take note that your destiny is in your own hands now. Beware, COVID-19 pandemic is real. Please avoid handshaking or hugs and always maintain a social distance of at least 1 meter from others. And also wash your hands with running water with soap.
It's 1 liter.
Pardon?
1 liter.
Yeah.
1 liter from others.
One word.
1 liter or 1 meter?
1 meter.
Oh, I thought I had 1 liter from others.
No, 1 meter from others. And also wash your hands with running water with soap, and also use sanitizers and put on your nose mask. Hashtag spread calm, not fear. And the last message we have here from Dr. Abedi Kwadaso, aka Police ni Nedrono. Kudos to the...
Interesting. People have funny names, you know. People have very funny names.
Exactly.
Police need Bruno.
Kudos to the government for warning opportunistic landlords against exploiting tenants. But I personally think we are not doing much to stop the spread of COVID-19. I think Ghanaians want to reach the 10% of the population estimated for us. Let us obey the protocols to protect ourselves and others. Hi to Reverend Samuel K. Mensah of Crofrom CAC, Dr. Kingsley Nyako of Kwadaso, and Mami Soja of Kwadaso. And so that is it, the messages we've gotten so far. You can also send yours to our WhatsApp number 050-925-7753 or send it to our Facebook page on Adoatv Ghana, and we'll read about.
Or you can also send your messages to us or get interactive with us on Twitter at Adoatv_GH. The handles are right there at the corner of your television set, so you can always check on it and send us some messages. Get onto our YouTube channel as well and subscribe so that you wouldn't miss out on important updates. It's Adoatv GH on YouTube and Adoatv Ghana on Facebook, so that you wouldn't miss out on any of our programs. You're watching AM Ghana. We have some more interviews here for you. Anastasia will be having a guest. Reginald Robertson is standing by for the newspaper review segments. We also have some persons to speak online. That we have Dr. Titus Bayo to speak on the telephone when we come back from this break. Stay tuned.
Ago, good people of Ghana. Here are some safety measures on prevention of coronavirus. 1. Cover your mouth with tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of tissue into a bin immediately you cough into it and wash your hands with soap and the running water. Avoid shaking hands and use sanitizers as often as you can. Signs and symptoms of coronavirus include fever, cough, sneezing, and difficulty in breathing. Should you experience any of these, or for more inquiries, please contact 0558 439 868. That's 0558 439 868. Or call 0509 497 700. That's 0509 497 700.
Remember to always wash your hands with soap and the running water.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and partners.
Numunsupa na wanya pomuden se wo banum nsu a hwe hu se eye mega purified mineral water eye nsu a yetu ni baby pa asaso ni so se kroje se wonya mega purified mineral water bogu ubu a wo see you manum nsupa mega mineral water de edanso esan say the modern technology so na aye ede na nkabia ni atri mega purified mineral water bacteria na mhen wa bewrem eye very hygienic obia di wadanse mega mineral water neatly packaged with 500 ml bottles mu na wani bosua na wo kon donsio wo benya mega purified mineral water to bebia to phone call dodo wa amount Tipa Junction and now for 050 7055 409 and now 055 392 1088 mega purified mineral water akona kono.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emil's Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
John, who fini new? Wow, Eddie Eddie Wabwejuma. I check a roofina, or you fell one casa from Asatek. Oh, na Simon, roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catcher? Asatek roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the bodan swa a chee and rinache. They want a calisa who do for fair be bray. No one free roofing sheet no dear. Who near that will be out. Now so the bodan swa a zero supampe. What means to trauma send your open roofing sheet no? You try the salmon pepe. Mama po Asatek money there. One of my technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so aware your on-site installation ni boss crowd da from pa. Oh yes, quality ni boda feminine Asatek 5 days pay na won can order na we year after sales service proper binso hwehwe Asatek Watema Community 2 Meridian Road Ebenkoko Board Warehouse Western Region. So Asatek Wotakrade Anaji yene Princeland Hotel and di hwene mu and na Volta Region yawo Akachi South District Assembly kwan so ha.
And that's when you sign. The Jackson mixture, no, and that's
Dabre malaria near Woody Baby. Ah, hey, Jackson mix and near Ocean one watchwa. No, I'm young red. Wapas, chicken one. Jackson mixture, Jackson mixture, Jackson mixture. So, and Fania grow. Yo, no, we know that. I want to another Fania grow.
Malaria and Quadia, no me Jackson mixer. Now, bet yes, King Kane.
They won't any more about food, about my flower, about flower only if you and no murdering. Jackson Herbal Mixture, only size.
Borges extra virgin olive oil, best for salad dressing. A little of Borges classic olive oil will make delicious meals. Borges with garlic, excellent for your girls. Make your meals healthy with Borges.
I maintain a healthy life with Borges olive oil.
Borges olive oil, the very best always.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emil's Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Good morning. Welcome back from that quick break. You're watching AM Ghana Breakfast Show on Adoatv Television. Kudos to Anastasia Badu and Senior Regional Adi for that insightful newspaper headlines. We are going to the newspaper review segment. I have two interesting guests here. And I miss this a lot because COVID-19 took the political discussion away. We are back to it. But we have Dr. Bewa on the line to speak to on some stimulus package that is being given to the health people. He happens to be the Deputy General Secretary for the Ghana Medical Association. Good morning, Doc. How are you doing?
Good morning. And the name is Dr. Titus Bayu.
Titus Bayu. All right.
Yeah.
It's sometimes either I get the name wrong or I get the title wrong, but it's fair that I have you on the line.
Problem.
I believe you're doing well this morning.
I'm well by God's grace.
All right, Doctor. Quickly, yesterday I was plagued to hear that some few doctors have tested positive as a result of COVID-19. Can we authenticate this information for me?
Unfortunately, I'm unable to confirm or deny the number, but I can say that indeed doctors, health workers, including nurses, including even non-clinical health workers, like accounting staff, administrative staff, and some cleaners have been infected across the country. But I'm unable to give you a figure right now.
All right. Can we talk talk about some of the things that led to they testing positive? Is it that inadequate PPEs or maybe contact with positive cases or what have you? What led them to this situation?
All right. It's very difficult to find an exact cause for a lot of the doctors. A very few people have managed a positive case and then subsequently have been tested positive. But it's so difficult because the disease has a long incubation period, and asymptomatic people also spread the infection. So scientifically, it's very difficult to tell where someone got his infection from. Also because the disease spreads in the community, and all the health workers live in the community. So proving that someone got it at work or at home or at the bank or on a public transport is difficult. However, in instances where people have managed a positive case and days after they test positive, you may suggest that the infection is work-related. So it's difficult to attribute it to lack of PPE. But the world over, health workers are at the greatest risk, and we know this. We expect it. We do all we can to minimize the risk. But that is what it is. It's difficult to tell exactly how people got their infection.
All right. Now let's move to another issue concerning stimulus package. Ever since the week of COVID-19, government has been instrumental with some measures it's giving to health people. They came with some tax waivers, even some free buses to pick some health workers. Advantage was during the lockdown period in these three areas. What can we say? What is to be given to health officers, frontline people, as a stimulus package in these times of COVID-19?
Well, I would say that we commend government effort. Like I said, every health worker who joins the profession knows the risk associated with this profession, and you sign up for it. So, with or without this motivation packages, it is something we're going to do anyway, because we cannot resign, we cannot quit, we just have to battle on. However, with government recognizing the trying times that we are in, and trying to recognize it and then motivate health workers, it's really commendable. These interventions, such as the tax waivers, such as the bus system when there was the lockdown and there was restriction in movement, were helpful. And I am thinking that even going forward, some of these arrangements after the lockdown will be maintained, especially with the transportation arrangement, not the tax, but the transportation arrangement. Because of the scheduling, sometimes health workers and nurses, especially nurses, struggle to get home when they close at some odd hours of the day. And so I think this has taught us a lesson that it is workable. I know, for instance, is liaising with Metro Mass to make sure that they sustain the service. And I hope that other institutions will come on, and maybe the ministry will even consider maintaining it long term to help. I really commend government, and we thank government for this intervention. They have come a long way to help.
All right. Let me take your mind to something that I spoke about yesterday on the show. That some private health practitioners, private doctors, are saying that it seems that all packages or any measure that is being chunked out to health workers are being allocated to only those in the public sector, and those in the private sector have been neglected, especially with some PPEs and what have you. As an association, Ghana Medical Association, I believe that you have both private people and then public people in it. What can we say concerning these private practitioners and their claims?
Well, we have cited a letter that extends the tax waiver to people in private practice. And if I got you right, if you are looking at the role of the private practitioner, it is essential in this battle. Because we know that most of our initial cases were diagnosed even in private hospitals. And so we cannot do this battle without them. So I think that all these extensions, interventions should be extended to them. For instance, when you are doing the bus transfer, any health worker who carries an ID card that shows that the person is a health worker should be entitled to it, and not necessarily a government or public health service. The other thing is the distribution of PPE. Private and public health workers are equally at risk. And sometimes even the private people are at a higher rate. Because when a disease runs in the population in a pattern that the people who return to the country that brought the disease, if you look at the health behavior of these people, most of them go to private hospitals. So it wasn't surprising that our first 7 or so cases, majority of them were diagnosed in private hospitals until the community spread started. So it is very, very, very important that the private sector be made part of all the interventions, especially for healthcare workers.
All right.
And the other aspect of it is, even in terms of the tax waivers, one of the major things, if we don't take care, is that after this, a lot of private hospitals might close down. Patient attendance has gone down. While in the government sector, government will pay salary, whether patients come or in the private sector, when patients don't show up for fear of COVID. And then how to maintain salaries of staff is a challenge because they pay their staff purely from their earnings. So government must look at interventions like granting specific tax waivers to managers or owners of private facilities. These soft loans that they are working out should be extended to private facility owners. And by this, I mean hospitals, pharmacies, labs, and the private sector so that they can play their rightful role.
All right. Thank you, Doc. I understand you are going for a meeting. Thanks for your time this morning. And let me commend yourself and every other health worker out there for being at the front for fights for COVID-19. We are most grateful for the interview this morning.
I am also grateful, and I plead that let's protect our health workers by wearing a mask this morning. Anybody who is just to leave their home should consider a mask before leaving. And I suggest that you should have more than one mask, so that if you use one a whole day, when you come back, you disinfect it and use a second one the second day. And let's make sure that when we wear the mask, we don't touch the front of the mask until we move it. And we also don't play around our face with our hands. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for your time this morning. That is Dr. Titus Bay, who happens to be the Deputy General Secretary for the Ghana Medical Association. We're speaking on to the cases of some doctors confirming COVID-19 and also some stimulus package that is being chunked out there, and some complaints that have come from the private health practitioners. Now let's go to the newspaper review segment. I have two big men in the studio representing the MPP and NDC. On my immediate right, I have Mr. Kafuin Amagan, who happens to be representing the New Patriotic Party. Good morning, how are you doing? Yeah, I believe the party is doing fine.
We are doing very well.
Okay, and then welcome back to communications. You went for 3 weeks break.
Yes.
All right, welcome back. I have KKK, triple K.
Quadruple K.
Quadruple, I'm back, pressure. All right, quadruple K representing the NDC. Comrade, how are you doing?
His grace is sufficient.
His grace is sufficient. And I believe that the 3 weeks lockdown puts us in a better perspective to know what to say or what to do during these times.
Definitely.
All right. We are going to go straight into our conversation. We are going to speak to issue concerning
information that the NDC has brought out, food insecurity. I believe that if you look at food insecurity that you are talking about, we are looking at a situation where if in the long haul, how is Ghana going to cope? Let's say processing. So this processing of these plantains have come up with a few of them, but we don't have a lot of the processing factories that are processing the plantains. So automatically, it has to find itself into the market. But what are we looking at? The market woman who has the plantain in her custody or in his custody should understand that I'm selling a perishable product. So my pricing to this perishable product has to be so much attractive that it can get people to buy. Plantain comes into Accra, and then we are counting it in its fingers, so that automatically it doesn't encourage people who want to be plantain eaters to go into plantain eating. But if we can look at volumes to make profit, that is, your turnover will give you more profit than thinking about sitting with a few of the stocks of plantain and making huge margins automatically.
I want you to, based on this analysis, to also review, look at the nature of rules that people even add fuel cost and even distancing to even the pricing. So when it gets to Accra, or get to some of the major market centers in Accra, Kumasi, and maybe Central Region, the increment it brings as a result of this that it comes from other places. As a result, if myself or yourself goes to the market, people have to count it in fingers rather than giving it to us in a bunch. Look at this. Let me come to you, Quadruple K. Should we say that we are getting to an era of food insecurity as a result of COVID-19? We haven't gotten there yet. And the minister has promised that we have food in abundance. But the National Development Planning Committee is saying that it will be better that we build these storage facilities ahead of time, so that when we finally get there will be something we will follow. Because Vietnam was able to supply food to its inhabitants and also offshore the boundaries of Vietnam as a result of abundance of food. What do we say to this?
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to say good morning to your cherished viewers. Let me say good morning to my brother, Kafui. Yeah, my brother, I think with the BFT graph, it's entitled for you to achieve what is being given to you. So look, why can't we diversify? Look, what are staple food? Rice, millet, maize, yam, sometimes. But when you concentrate on only plantain, so you realize when last week was totally a falsehood. Sometimes when you listen to the told us they are now exporting food. And if you remember, in 2018, the West African Buffer Stock Session had a report that even our ministry requested for sales from them. But then they were telling us exporting food. Where have you ended up? Look,
they said it's a normal tradition that is being done. That is what they said.
Master, assuming you've had abundant food, are you trying to tell me you are going to your neighboring house to go and tell him to give you food?
Maybe they're looking at storage. I'm going to have an awareness. And I'm not doing some actually on the line who happens to be an economic consultant. But he speaks on a lot of things. We're going to talk on food security. Good morning, Doctor.
Accounting. So that is exactly what is being applied in agri here. In as much as we are food now, there's a need for the national level storage to also occur. So that if we get to the stage where the need for not getting their share of the food distribution, mainly because what was distributed was integrally rice and not our various staple food items in the country. It was dominated by rice. That is one. So now, if we know it is not only rice that could be distributed, but then cassava, maize, corn, sorghum, millet, others could also come in handy. Why not ensure that there are storages and then we preserve most of this? It is better for us to preserve and not need them than to deep preserve, and the need for them would arise after systems in place across the country. And the buffer stock systems are... Hello?
I'm listening. Go ahead, Doc. You're on the line. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the buffer storages are ensuring that we have enough food in place so that we'll be able to meet the needs of the people. And once again, this call for the...
We have about 200 silos. That's from the minister. And if my brother is here, we have about only 160-something districts. We've been told every district will have one. Right? Is it that some districts are having 3 or 4? Look, I don't think we have about 200 silos in Ghana. Because when you get to Adan East and you get to Adan West,